How y'all doing? It's Monday, so I'm back again with another video. I don't want to sound like those people. Back at it again. No. But today I'm here to touch on how I came into my queerness and how I became like comfortable within myself to be able to express my queerness. Now, of course, I'm probably gonna insert the definition of, or the definition of queer that I connect with on here. But queer to me was first introduced by people like Janelle Monáe, who kind of gave me that first little introduction of what queer was. And to me, for a long time, queer just meant like an umbrella term for like people within the LGBTQ plus community and all that kind of stuff. But the more I've kind of learned a little bit more about it, I see queer in the sense of queer gendered and the sense of not being so honed in on whatever gender you were or assigned societally. I'm not the norm for your typical male. I may walk outside with a skirt on one day. I may do this or that may not be considered a male trait, but my ass is out here doing it. And it doesn't mean that I feel like I am a woman or anything like that, or that I'm non-binary. And I have pondered on this for a long time. I'm not non-binary. I'm genderqueer. And I'm gay. I'm gay and queer. Really, labels is just, I'm starting to try to get away from labels, but I mean, we use them to connect with each other and to kind of categorize each other to find our tribes easier. But I just want to talk about how I came into my queerness, basically. You know my definition of queer now, so now I'm finna explain my perspective on my queerness. Growing up, I feel like I was always queer in a way, but I was never given the space to be able to express that out to the world. In my younger years, from like 4-ish, 5-ish, those were the years where I expressed myself a lot more. This is kind of before or right when I'm getting into going to school, that time, like being in the school setting and being around other kids. I don't know. I would like to put the t-shirt on my head and act like it was a wig, or the towel over my head and act like it was a wig, or not even act like it was a wig because I didn't know what a wig was at the time, but act like it was my hair. And just stuff like that as a kid. That was like telltale signs that I was queer in a way. But I had not been exposed to the LGBTQ community beyond popular belief. I didn't know anything. I didn't really know much about the LGBTQ community until like late high school, college. Like I didn't know much about drag queens. I didn't know much about trans identifying people. I didn't know nothing about. Fast forward, well, to give a little note to who I was before I identified as gay and queer. I basically grew up like a boy, a male, you know, the typical. I wasn't stereotypical, but the typical. Like I would shy away from feminine things. Well, not feminine things, but shy away from women's things. Or if I did indulge in those things, it was in private, to myself or around my sister, because I don't know. She didn't grow up so homophobic and stuff. But basically, when I got to college, this is when I started to explore my sexuality. This is when I had sex for the first time. All those things. Never had sex with a woman. Where am I going with this? College. So even in college, I still was battling with body image issues, all that kind of stuff. But I was kind of growing out of it, becoming more confident in myself, wanted to model more. I had joined the modeling troupe at my school. It was all black at the time. Not saying that, you know, white people couldn't join anything, but it was started by black people, basically. I was in a black-run modeling troupe, and that really helped me come out of my shell and stuff. And so I remember just my first fashion show. My freshman year was the fall of my freshman year. Yeah, I just really had to come out of myself to be able to do that, because I have really bad and like performance anxiety and a little bit of social anxiety when it comes to stuff like different stuff like that. So I really had to push myself to really hit that runway, do what I need to do as best as I could with the anxiety within me, making me shake and all that different kind of stuff. But I just remember being just on the high after that show, and then my dad after the show, he's very critical. So I was really appreciative that I got them to come. I was happy I was being able to be confident and do what I need to do. On the high, he says to me, "Oh, Chris, it didn't seem like you were that confident. It seemed like you were trying to portray somebody else. It seemed like you walk more confident than that when you're at home walking around the house, this, that, the other, da da da." And it just was like, why can't I just have my moment to be on the high? Like, if you want to critique me some days after this, not on the night, right after the show. I'm excited about my performance. Everyone else is telling me I did good, but you just have to be Debbie Downer and be critical. But I think that was a key moment in me because I used to take what people said to heart a lot, and I still do because I'm a Cancer and I'm just a feeler in all aspects and an empath. Well, that doesn't have much to do. It showed me that I wasn't being my true self to the world. And even the parts of myself that my dad did see, he didn't see all of me. All of me, I didn't even express all of me to myself a lot of times. So went through that, continuing going through college. And I think by my sophomore year, which was that next year, this was, I want to say spring 2021. Yes, because by spring 2021, we went through the pandemic and all that, but in that time, I had finally accepted that I was gay from freshman year, which was 2019, fall 2019 to spring 2021. Finally accepted that I was gay and that I wanted to have a male partner and that I was comfortable with that and that I wanted to date, have sex, and all the things with a man. Two, I had gained more confidence when it came to just express myself and how I dressed and stuff. Also, I had grown my hair out longer, had longer hair by this point, and just was overall a bit more confident. If you ask me, by this time, I was just the most confident being that I could be. I thought that I couldn't get no better than that, and I could because look at me now. But if I can find a picture, which I'm pretty sure I can, I'll insert it here. It was this day at my school. I went to PWI. We have this thing called Wild Out Wednesdays. On Wild Out Wednesdays, you have guys that's maybe like a DJ. We had particular DJs and stuff that also went to the school. They would set up at the like cafeteria area, which were the red tables, and they would just basically DJ, and you would have the D9. You have D9 out there strolling, just everybody having a good time. And what my modeling troupe would like to do sometimes, we would like to dress alike or dress with a certain theme and pull up together. So what we were doing this day was we was pulling up in our shirts that we had just got. All the girls were encouraging each other, oh yeah, let's cut up our shirts and stuff, because we had just had a show a few months prior back in December. So it's like late February, March. This day, mind you, my shirt hadn't been cut by this point. This was my first crop top. Child, I had got them scissors, mind you. Also by this point, I'm into fashion. I got my sewing machine, so like I'm at my cutting up shirts phase basically. And this is my first time actually cutting up a shirt. So I cut that crop top, bitch. It stopped maybe like right here. It wasn't the most bold move, but it was very bold for me as a black man that's expected to be highly masculine and all that stuff. It was a big step. I cut that shirt, had my jeans on, had my, what shoes did I have on? Child, I think I had them black feelers on. And bitch, I cut the sleeves off. My friend, we gonna call her J-Bird, because I don't know how these people gonna feel in the future about me using their names. We gonna call her J-Bird. I walked to her dorm, So she was getting ready. We was gonna pop out, you know, the whole nine. I like to pop out. I like to be seen. Pull up and just, of course, I'm getting the reactions, and of course, I got to put on my little character for the day. I'm still Chris through and through, but I'm having to put on my character where I'm like, it's almost guarded in a sense. It's just I have to work through stuff in my mind. Like, okay, if somebody's looking at me, maybe they're looking at me in a positive way. Maybe they're not looking at me negative way. And then I was getting some compliments, of course, and just living in my light. Even though the straight niggas that act like they don't, some of the niggas that act like they just so uncomfortable around gay and queer people, they were giving me the side eyes and shit. I breathed through it. We did a photo shoot, everything. I really got through that day. But that day, that was my first time being able to do something that was apart from the norm from my gender when it came to fashion and dressing and stuff. And me being able to get through it, do it, be happy about it, comfortable throughout the whole day. And basically that's at the time. With this newfound confidence and this newfound activity of cutting up my shirts, I just gradually, every time I had somewhere to go, I would just freak my outfits. Basically, I would cut stuff. I started cutting my shorts. I remember I cut a pair of jeans for homecoming, and I had these really short shorts. It was giving Beyonce Coachella. It was giving Beachella. And I remember I wore that for homecoming. Can't even remember what exactly I had on, but it was just stuff like that. But with the dressing came my actions as well. It came with the dressing came me twerking in these straight dominated spaces. It came me strutting, you know, when nobody is fucking with me still being able to be confident in myself and still be able to pop my shit, even though the girls, the gays, the girls, like, I don't know where they are. I may see one over there or one over there. They're still, you know, they're trying to make everybody else comfortable. But I, in a sense, I'm shaking my ass with my friends. That just, over time, that just kept setting the tone for me to become comfortable within my body, within myself, within my gayness, queerness, all of that. But the part that nobody really talks about too much is being able to work through how people are perceiving you when you are wearing these outfits. She sends me a text not too a few days after, like, I understand that you are who you are, you're trying to express your or whatever, but you still have to have some class. I was like, I know this bitch not talking to me. She texted this. I'm like, I know this bitch not talking to me. I cut all communication with her after that. I just was like, yes, cut off. That's my mode now. If you don't like me or anything that I do, I said this in my first video, get the fuck, literally. I'm not finna make you feel safe in these spaces where you feel unsafe or uncomfortable because I'm wearing what I'm wearing or expressing myself the way I want to express myself, the way that I am. If you feel uncomfortable with that, you can go. And that's where I'm at this point in my life. And that's where I want you all to be too. If a bitch got such a problem with you being who you are, who you truly are, they're not meant to be with you. You are going to take on all the uncomfortability, all the pressure, all the time when you try to make other people feel safe. Well, not even safe, feel comfortable. When you're always trying to live for others and make them uncomfortable and make everybody okay with you because people want to accept you as a person, but they don't want to accept this part of you that comes out all the time, your queerness and stuff. To hell with them. That was the first time I started facing vitriol. And this is also the time that I started dancing more on TikTok and just being more comfortable in a social media space with taking pictures and stuff. Because I've had family members like stop fucking with me stop fucking with my content because of my queerness. And this was part of their time too. The message of this basically, become fully comfortable in your authenticity. and show up as yourself as much as possible. If the room won't let you in because you have this gay queerness part of you, you're not meant to be in that room. And before I go, I also want to talk about how losing family members, or not even losing family members, but not having the same relationships with family members, or even losing family members, I know for some people, is difficult when you fully become comfortable in your queerness. I remember I finally started posting in my crop tops and stuff on Instagram, and mind you, my brother, he's one of the main people that used to tease me or try to reprimand me when I did certain girly stuff when I was younger, or danced a certain way, or listened to certain music. And up until this point, before I became so comfortable in my queerness and gayness, he's thinking I still want to be with women. He's like, you can't be posing like that. You can't be doing all this and that. And this is before I was truly even trying to be gay and trying to express that queerness. This is before I even started dressing a certain way. He's like, you can't be doing that. You be hanging with these girls, women be taking. And in my head, I'm like, bitch, if only you knew, I'm gay. I don't fucking care what them girls think. I want to be friends with them. He DM'd me on Instagram. He had gotten to a point where he told himself, I think this is after I started posting more of my he was like, it makes him uncomfortable. He's gonna, it was a formal message before he blocked me, basically. And I was just like, well, okay. And it's almost like sometimes family members want to tell you certain stuff to want to hurt your feelings and try to make you want to backtrack. Or maybe he was trying to save his own ass or whatever. But it was just like, at that point, you said what you said. You want to block me. I'm fully understanding. Don't try to talk your way out of what you're doing, because you are doing what you're doing. It's not like I'm posting any pornographic images. You have never seen my booty crack. You have never seen my ball sack, and that is fine. Block me. But also know that since you are not fully comfortable with who I truly am and me expressing that, I can even understand if you were trying to become more comfortable with it, or you saying, Chris, I just need a little time, but you are just saying, no, I'm not accepting this. No, I want this. I don't want this in my world atmosphere. I don't want this. You don't want me? Not to hell, but like, bye. And we're not going to have the same relationship going forward because of that. Because that is who I am. And you are so uncomfortable around gay people. You see gay men kissing on TV screen and you scrunch your face up and shit. Like, you have no space here with me being my truly authentic self. You have space with that low self-esteem Chris who didn't fully love himself, who wasn't fully confident in himself and his queerness. Before I really go, for those of you all, for all of my brothers and sisters, living in households where you aren't fully accepted, or are constantly putting yourself around family members who don't fully accept you. They accept you, but not your queerness. They're not fully accepting you. They don't fully love you, and they're not trying to make an effort to try to love all that you are, because of whatever preconceived biases that they have in their head, or whatever the Bible told them, even though it's been changed and stuff. But what I want to say to you is, stop accepting the bare minimum. You are worth more than that. And once you can fully become sound and confident in that and in yourself, to be able to remove yourself from those situations, you are going to start to find your tribe. You are going to start to find the people that do care about what you do, that do love the things that you do, or do, not when you say love, but like really appreciate you for who you are fully, apart from everything else. They fully accept you, queerness and all. Stop going home for Christmas. Stop going home for Thanksgiving if you know that it's not a safe place for you to fully be yourself. To hell. God put you here for a reason. He doesn't want you to, or she, spirit, doesn't want you to keep dimming your light just to go in these spaces. If you're having to dim your light, you know what you're doing? You're lowering your vibration to be in these spaces with people who probably don't even care about you, who probably talk about you behind your back. You're dimming your light to be able to say that you have family, to be able to feel this validation and love that ain't true love, just so you can keep pushing on and still have that connection. But one day you will get to a point where you get tired of it and you just have to be yourself every day, all day. You can't just turn it on and cut it off because it's truly who you are. For those of you who are in surviving situations where you have to live in certain situations, I know what it's like. I know what it is to experience that. And I've been in those situations. And what I can say to you is, don't always be so quick to run away before you're ready. Sometimes God puts us in those situations, Spirit puts us in those situations so that we know who to tell our aspirations to. We know who to allow within our space. Spirit wants us to not run from everything all the time, because part of our healing is healing other people as well. Well, at least speaking for me, if you're connecting to this, then you know too. You're not going to be able to change everyone. And once people show you that they are not willing to change, you have your ticket to know when it's time for you to go. Not even necessarily always go physically, but to go emotionally, mentally from that person. And it's really hard, don't get me wrong. You have to truly be able to be not even confident, but just comfortable with yourself at all times, so that when you are alone, you're not feeling so moved to want to go back to that unhealthy love. That was the video on me coming into my queerness. You lose some and you gain some when you take that step. And take the step. Be yourself. That's the grand message of everything. Be authentic. Be yourself. Live in your truth. Be happy. Spread joy. And even when you don't have joy within yourself, try to meditate on it. Try to see what you're doing in your life that's maybe not making you happy and remove those things. Sorry if I got a little preachy today, but that is the end of this video. Hopefully I'll be posting some more this week, but I really needed to get this message out today. And thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, bitch. I didn't forget, like and subscribe, ho. But yeah, thank you for watching.